of calling over the phone or cold calling, or maybe door knocking. And that is prospecting, but there's other ways to prospect. See, when I first got started in real estate, the main source of prospecting was basically pick up the phone and cold call, unless I was going to be working my SOI. And I personally did really well at that. I would call for sale by owners and expireds, and myself and my partner would go out on those appointments, and we would knock down 4, 5, sometimes 10 listings a month with that strategy. Now, what's exciting though is because of technology, there's so many different ways to prospect. There's so many different ways to generate leads. And what I find is that there's a big push right now that, from an influencer standpoint, that, some influencers are pushing inbound marketing. Some influencers are pushing text messaging, and they're like pretending like their one way of prospecting or generating a lead is the best way. And it's the furthest from the truth. Okay. The truth is that it's really important to have a balanced approach to prospecting. It's important to understand when the best time to use Facebook Messenger is, when the best time to use text is, the best time to use email. I hear other people say, well, email is dead. I promise you it is not dead. I can send out an email broadcast and get responses from my database like clockwork. Okay, so email is not dead. Maybe the strategy that is being taught by most people is dead. But the more important thing is it's a balanced prospecting strategy. It's a balanced approach or methodology. So for example, let's just say that you are generating leads from Facebook, and those leads come down. The best way to engage in them is probably not leading with an email, right? It's probably actually contacting them through the medium that they first saw you on, being Facebook Messenger. So understanding and learning how to prospect through Facebook Messenger, followed up with maybe phone and then another form of prospecting outreach. Does that make sense, everybody? Right? So you can see, like, if I come in, maybe through a Google PPC ad, I might reach out through phone and text. So in other words, there's different ways to prospect and go after it. For sale by owners and expireds, you're going to attack them a little bit differently. You might prospect by first launching a postcard campaign, followed up by a phone call, right? So you got to use different strategies depending on the niche, and that's the most common mistake that I see, is that we don't use a balanced prospecting approach, and we don't think through the psychology of the type of lead that we're actually trying to convert when we're prospecting. And so, the other thing I hear often, so much, I hear this, is that my clients say, I'm so much better in person, right? I've heard this 100 times, and it's the furthest from the truth. There's so much better, I'm so much better in person excuse, so to speak, is usually because you're trying to avoid other strategies of prospecting, right? And here's the reality is it just costs you a lot of money when you do that. And so I want to be here to help and guide you through this process of learning how to become better at prospecting, so you can increase your lead conversion, avoid the costly mistakes of spending all this money on marketing and lead generation and not having it convert. And I've got a strong track record in doing that. And so what we've done as a company, and what I've been leading the industry in, is talking about ways to use technology and artificial intelligence to improve that prospecting experience, to make it a little bit more simple to prospect and convert a lead. And one of the things that we've done I've done from a standpoint of technology is develop a system where you can use these prospecting strategies all from one platform. You don't have to sign up to a different platform to use text messaging. You don't have to sign up to a different platform to do video prospecting or video marketing, or do your emails. You can do it all from one strategy. You can send it direct to voicemail. You can make calls all from one dashboard. So essentially you have your sales and marketing dashboard that you can go and execute all these strategies. And it makes it a lot more fun and a lot easier to use, because you don't have to log into multiple different areas to access your data. And so I encourage you to, if you're like, hey, look, I really need to get my prospecting down, I need to get my lead conversion down, is look into, and if it's not my company, look into a strategy where you don't have to have all these, sign up to 42 different systems to execute an effective prospecting strategy, because that'll kill you, right? It's very, very difficult. And if you're trying to scale a team, it's the same way. If your team has to log into all these different tools to prospect, they got to use this one to do text messaging. They got to use this one to do video. They got to do this one to get access to their leads in their CRM. Then basically you're setting your team up for failure. They're not going to use the tools as effectively. And so it's really important that you have a system that can use the five main channels of prospecting and marketing. You got to have a tool that is effective with email. You got to have the same tool should be able to do text message. The same tool should let you do video, prospect by video. The same tool should let you launch your Facebook ads and direct a voicemail. And actually, there's another one. The same tool should let you make phone calls through it. And essentially, that's what our tool does. It's really, really powerful. Combined with the coaching and training that we offer on lead conversion and developing the skills to use these strategies to overcome objections, I'm confident that if you just focus on this, filling your pipeline, you can see your lead conversion skyrocket. You won't waste as much money on lead generation, have those leads get flushed down the drain, and your competition won't be winning as many of the clients that are sitting in your database, right? I've seen clients we'll do one prospecting campaign or send a campaign, an email campaign out, and they got business coming back from their database within an hour, right? So something to think about today, and I want to wrap up with this, is that you got to find the balance between prospecting. I don't care what any social media influencer or any real estate coach says to you, that there's no one way to prospect. Okay, there's no one way to increase your lead conversion. It's about a balanced approach and finding what works for your business, and more importantly, what is going on with the psychology of the lead that you're trying to convert, and developing your strategy around that. With that, Isaiah Colton here with your daily dose of sales and marketing secrets. And go out, seize the day, focus on your prospecting, convert leads, and let's go make some money together. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.